Merry Christmas.
There it is, man. What is everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's
Special Christmas Day. Yeah. Jingles going. Get those jingles. We are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer and find out why, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. We're coming to you live from the... It's a Christmas miracle!
And we figured it out.
Guys,
now, let's do this.
I woke up like 20 hours ago. We're presented by Miller Lite. What time is it, boys?
It's Miller time.
Thank you,
Miller
Kale. We're
time.
also in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. We welcome everybody in. Perhaps this is your first time tuning in. A lot of people, Christmas is the beginning of the NBA season. Everything that happens here, it's just like basically preseason. So we're going to catch you up to speed on what we think the big story is, and we're going to preview the big game against the Suns that we just had 2 days ago. But this one's even bigger.
This one's even bigger. Hey, never mind the late start, because honestly, everyone got their Christmas day in. You know what I mean? I know some people would love to be with their families. It all makes sense, right? But Christmas with the fellas, after everyone opened the gifts, after everyone had their afternoon naps, mimosas are drank for everyone else. But no, it's a beautiful day. I'm happy to be here. Go Nuggets.
It is a beautiful day, man. A light rain in the Mile High City. D-Line Co. is in the house.
That's right, guys. It's the happiest day of my entire life. I got to sleep on a couch. Woke up, slept in front of the tree. Kids woke up pretty early.
Nobody hates Christmas like D-Line.
Look at this
What are you talking
guy.
about? I got a big
this
smile on my face. I got a big hat on.
Jägermeister
And the man
Christmas.
himself who's delivered all his presents. Santa Claus is in the building.
This was a great day. You got to spend time with the family and the people that you love most. But also, guess what? I get to spend time with you.
With the fellas and the chat.
With the ones you love most and with us, is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
in
Okay,
addition
all
to.
right.
I pointed to who I was talking
And
to.
also us. Okay. The Nuggets are in Phoenix. I don't know if you guys remember this. 2 days ago, Phoenix, the Suns, were here in Denver.
Were you stealing
Doesn't
my
ring a
game
bell.
notes?
All right, now
not
they're
ring
up
a
there.
bell.
Give us the game notes. Vote. Sorry. I didn't
Okay,
mean
no,
to
you're
step
good.
on your toes.
Well, but here's what I had. They're playing the Phoenix Suns, and if you look at the Phoenix Suns, they're 14-4. They've lost 3 in a row. Who did they last play? The Denver Nuggets. It was a bloodbath in Ball Arena, but beating a team twice in a row, very difficult. Suns looking for a win that will galvanize them, playing in front of the home crowd on Christmas. Can the Nuggets steal Christmas? Let's find out by first looking at the injury report. You may have noticed that Jamal Murray was questionable heading
Yeah.
into this game with that
I don't know
right
if he's gonna
ankle
play.
sprain. He is. He's going to play.
Oh, let's go.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Would you say Jamal Murray is back?
I would say Jamal
He's
Murray
literally
has
back.
He's
returned
literally
to the
back.
court.
Hey, at least you're admitting it, because we had another win on the show. Did not want to admit it.
Duran Holmes the second. I didn't admit it. Duran
Mile High
Holmes the
Flyer?
second. The Mile High Flyer still ground bound for now. Vlatko Čančar, of course, rehabbing after a surgery. On the hooked on phonics side of things, Bol is out. Grayson Allen is out. Devin Booker is out again. Nice break for Denver. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't want to speak too soon. But fellas, really the biggest game note. Can the Nuggets keep it rolling after another big win? Can they steal Christmas in Phoenix? I'm excited to find out together.
So they just played this game.
Yep.
And now they have another one. So what is the key? Is it the exact same key as last game, or is it different, D-Line?
I mean, obviously, things are a little different when NBA teams play each other. In successive nights, you have a kind of an opportunity to adjust. But that being said, I mean, like, what are they going to do? You know what I mean? Like,
You're
do they
feeling good.
do they have a new plan against Jokic that it's like taken them now 5 years to come up with that is a secret idea that they've not ever
Don't foul
employed
him,
before?
maybe?
Don't foul him. I mean, like, It really this has nothing to do with the Suns. This has everything to do with the Nuggets. Like the one difference is Jamal Murray is back.
Yeah,
And
that's a big difference.
We have
At least he's returned.
and
for sure.
the way that this is setting up, it is setting up to be kind of a no-win situation for him because they rolled.
They
against the
won
Suns.
by 22, so
if
or 27.
Anything
Something like
less
that,
is going
25.
to be viewed as a negative. It's a negative pull on the team. So it's kind of wild. It's just really like making sure Murray can keep up what the Nuggets did without Murray.
No. What do you think, Dev?
I think it's a little bit of the same thing that he said. It's keeping your foot on the gas even when adding Jamal Murray back to the fold. Because with anyone else, you say, hey, you guys rolled. You guys had a very good game without your starting point guard. You would expect them to do much of the same thing, but they have been, two different teams when he's there and when he's not there. So it's like, hey, let's see if we could do the exact same thing while also implementing Jamal Murray out there. This is also an adjustment for him. He's going to have to come back and play the exact same type of way. And also, you just talk about that. They just blew a team out. They have been winning these games when he's not there. So it's like, okay, how do I get in the mix? How do I continue that, stellar play and play in the exact same way? So I think that's an exciting thing to think about if you're the Nuggets.
I also think this game can recontextualize the last 10 days or so, because if you look at it, the Nuggets have won 5 of 6. It didn't always feel like it. I actually feel like last game recontextualized it a bit because you saw the Nuggets play so well, and you go, all right, they won 5 of 6. You're starting to go. They had that ugly loss of Portland, becomes less important with every successive win. So now I look at that and I go, you get back-to-back wins against Phoenix. One, it kind of would bury Phoenix. They're 14-14, as you said. You go to a losing record this deep into the season, and that is tough. But more importantly, you start to look at it and you step back and you go, hey, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but they're stabilizing and they're starting to play well. So I actually feel like tonight, it is meaningful to me. It's funny that it's Christmas because that's always, like I said, a lot of people's when they start to tune in. But tonight, Nuggets can firmly plant their flag on the upswing.
Yeah, and the truth is technically already objectively on the upswing, right? You lose to the Washington Wizards, you win 5 of 6.
Everything's the upswing from there.
That's what I'm getting at, right? 5 of 6 is nice.
little
Although you did lose to
tingling is
Portland.
good.
So, but I think what you can do here is there's a little swell, I think, of optimism locally because that last game also happened at home, not just a blowout, but in Ball Arena. But you have a chance to, I think, recheck in with the national audience. And right now, the national perspective on the Nuggets is, man, those fans hate their team and it's been a rough start to the year.
I don't even know if that's the perspective.
But sneakily, it's getting better. And so you go out and you beat Phoenix again. And that's an if. It's a huge if to beat any team twice in a row. But you go out and you do it again. I think you send a message to each other, to yourselves, but also to the national audience. Hey, man, it's a long season. We didn't count ourselves out a month ago, and you shouldn't either.
Adam, you said that you don't think that that's the narrative nationally. What do you think the narrative of the Nuggets is nationally?
I don't know that there is one, man, to be honest with you. I think the Nuggets are the team that are like the narrative hasn't been written. And these national high-profile games, they tell the narrative. So that's why I think, let's go into the recap now because the Nuggets are 16-11. At this time last year, meaning Christmas Day, do you know what the Nuggets' record was? 21-10. They had somehow played so many more games.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
That's the biggest thing, honestly.
I think I know the way.
What's that?
Somehow there was 2 weeks off around the cup this year.
Oh, right, yeah. It's very strange, but 21-10 last year, 16-11 this year. So 5 more wins, 1 fewer loss. Last year they were 7th in offense, 7th in defense. This year 6th in offense, but 14th in defense. Just to recap, if you're tuning in for the first time, the Nuggets have had 2 good stretches this year. They had a 5-game winning streak very early in the year. They spent a month up and down, and they're on a current good streak of 5 out of 6. Those are the 2 good blocks in the Nugget season. Everything else has kind of just been up, down, up, down, up, down. And if you want the narratives, here's the narratives, Dev. It's Jokic's best season ever. Statistically, and I think also literally, he's a leading 3-point field goal percentage. You heard that right. He is leading the NBA in 3-point field goal percentage. He also is averaging a career high 31 points per game. None of us had that on our bingo card this year, that Yoke's going to raise his points. And not like, he averaged 27 that one year, he'll get 27 and a half. 31 points per game.
Adam, we all thought the 3-point shot was cooked, and I mean everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe cooked is, but is it ever going to come back? Is the way we would have framed it, and how serious is the wrist issue? You guys know those memes? What if Giannis could shoot? What if Shaq could run? Jokic is literally just doing, what if Jokic could shoot like Steph? Well, he'd probably be pretty good. That's how he's looked so far. Maybe his best season ever. But the team's success, and look, depending on how online you are or aren't, I would say the way Nuggets fans have felt about the year, somewhat understandably at times, I would say most people, if you're not watching every game, you'd think kind of a rough start in Denver, right? That's what I hear. That's what I hear. If you're in our kind of universe. And
jingles we get every time
it's
we
unbelievable.
move.
It's driving me insane.
You just need to be less expressive with your head.
I don't know how. So anyway, but I think you have a chance to be, look, if you win this game, it's been a great slate of Christmas games. You come out, you play well, you dominate. People are going to check the standings and go, hang on, Denver? I was told.
I know.
And so I just think it's...
I feel like tonight, honestly.
Me
I
too.
honestly feel like
Me
tonight,
too.
because 17-11 feels like, it's a record of a contender. 17-11 is like, oh yeah.
You never, I want to be really clear, not trying to be the online meme guy, not excited that Luka is hurt, but the reality is, that's the team ahead of Denver in the standings right now. So you go and you win this game. I do think there's a little bit of, hang on, how bad is it in Denver?
Could they get the 2 seed? Yeah, could they actually?
It's an if.
So
but
Jokic is a big story. I think another story is Murray has been inconsistent. Is this a repeat of every other storyline, D-line?
Of every single
season?
Every single season of his career.
Or is this worse than most years, do you think, at this point?
It's worse because it comes off of a disappointing playoff run, which
Exactly
is
it.
so it's the context of
Right.
Wow, is this guy just never going to figure it out? And then he comes back. He is, in many ways, the scapegoat for what happened to the Nuggets against the Timberwolves. He gets shut down by Anthony Edwards, whatever. And then he comes into the season. He goes into then the Olympics, and it looks just as ineffective. Comes into the season, looks just as ineffective. So everybody's looking around like, oh my God, like maybe he's not going to come back this time. Somehow the 20-game threshold hits, and he looks like Murray, and he looks at least like baseline level Murray. Still a question to be answered, never will be answered, I think, but is like, can he actually achieve the all-star level during the season? We've never seen it. Who knows, man? Christmas is a day full of miracles, family, and egg-based dishes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Dev, for you, another storyline, and it might even be bigger than the Murray storyline, to be honest with you, if you talk about nationally. Russell Westbrook joined the team, and it's been phenomenal with Jokic. Plus 8.25. He's got 64 assists to Jokic, which is insane, the most ever through this amount of games, but a minus 18.7 with Jokic off. So it's a bit of a, with Jokic, he's incredible. Without him, he's probably worse than ever, but he's mostly been good, I would say. Been phenomenal.
I mean, first off, that's every Nuggets player.
Yeah.
So,
good
he's
point.
fitting in with the exact narrative of everyone else. What's shocking with Russell Westbrook for me is like how he's not talked about on the national scale or lens more than what he is, because he really has been a difference maker for the Nuggets. And I think with that, once they start winning games and continue to put along this string of games, I think that it'll start to get some noise. But he's been incredible for things that like we're watching him every single night. So we get to see him every single night. He has brought way more to the table than any of us expected. So, I mean, I think that this is a move that actually helps a lot of players like in their careers. Putting him alongside of Jamal Murray, having him work hard and, like other guys along him, seeing what that type of work looks like. And a guy that's later on in their career, the type of chemistry that he has with, certain players, I think that that's something that they build off of. So Russell Westbrook experiment has been very successful thus far.
I mean, he's been in some ways, on some nights, in terms of carrying the passion, he's been the last line of defense, right?
Oh, yes, totally.
And so they've needed that. And we've hoped it would permeate to other players. Maybe it has now. But there's been, those nights where I'm going to go back to the title year again. Those nights where the starters maybe were flat, which was rare. And then you'd go, does anyone want to win tonight? And Bruce Brown would check in and you'd go, there it is. And I'll make that comp all year because I just think that's what Russ is doing. And being in the arena the other night, it is the same thing. Bruce would make plays, they'd call a timeout, he'd stand in the corner, and he'd make sure that everyone in the crowd knew it was a moment. And Russ will never miss that moment. And I think those things have added up, in addition to what he's done well on the court, to a really, really positive impact.
So now, and I think those are the three storylines, to be honest with you, and you can go in whatever order. If there was a fourth one for me, it would probably be Christian Braun. It's been a little bit quieter lately, but that was a huge question coming in. If somebody knew that was the big question coming in but hasn't watched, you're wondering, A+. He has been as good as you could possibly expect, scoring a bunch, been efficient with his scoring, guarding pretty well. He's another storyline. All the other storylines, Mike's been pretty good. Bench is, obviously like every other bench you had, Aaron Gordon's been a little quiet, but those aren't major storylines. That's just kind of, I feel, what have you. But today, the Nuggets are, as I mentioned, 27 games into their season. If you break an 82-game season into thirds, it's exactly 27 games. So they just got done with the first third of the season. The next third gets really interesting here. They have 27 games between now and February 11th, the only team in the NBA to have that many games. They have the most. They're the quickest to the next 27 games of anyone in the NBA. And yet, according to my favorite site for schedule breakdowns, Positive Residual, they have the 6th easiest strength of schedule. So it's not necessarily tough teams. It's just a lot of them. They have the most back-to-backs with 6 of them in the next 27 games, 14 home and 13 away. So throw the schedule to the side. It sounds like it'll be some ways helpful, some ways difficult. But what do we expect in this next 27 games? Do we feel like the Nuggets are headed for a very bright middle third?
I absolutely think so. I mean, there's a lot of questions that feel like they are finding their natural, just the way that it goes every season. Like it does this every year. We learn no lessons. We get really upset. We get really caught up in every game. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why the NBA is fun. But it's like when you take a step back, they're really truly like on pace in many ways to do exactly what they did last year, which was, except for the outcome in the playoffs, very successful. Should have been the 1 seed in the West.
Right.
Things are coming into place. A lot of questions are just answering themselves, and
so you think it comes together for them in this next third?
I have had this feeling that things are going to be coming together for them. And winning 5 of 6 seems to be, even though they dropped an absolute bunny, but it seems to be going in that direction. I feel like it is.
What do you think, Dev?
I mean, they're clearly starting to shape into the right direction. They're starting to get some chemistry. Guys are starting to play well. If Jamal played in the last game and he played well, we would be saying Jamal Murray is back. And we know how good of a team they can be. And we know that their ceiling is when he's playing at his best. He didn't play last game. You goes right back to the well. If he plays well tonight, you could go right back to saying like he's playing exceptionally well. And I do think that they set him out for like precautionary reasons. I don't think that this was like, hey, let's like start over because he's trying to play himself back into shape or anything like that. Jokic, like you said, is playing his best, time of the year. Like this is the best of his career. And then also the bench, they have found something there. There's more guys playing. We got to see deeper players like play in this last game with like a Jalen Pickett. We got to see Julian Strawther starting to get it together. Everyone seems to be on the up and up that like if we did a stunk report right now, who are we going to be down on?
If Dev is actually right. One of the quiet things of not just margin of victory in the ones that went well, but in this 5 of 6 streak, I want to say the last 3 wins, or they've opened the rotation up to 10 guys. That's something they haven't been able to do all year. Now, I'm not going to hold my breath for that, lasting. But it's a small thing to watch. Is that just, okay, finally they found something for a week? Or is it something they can build off of? Because that's part of what made it feel better was they went to 10 guys. And guys that have been positive, by the way, in the plus minus, they've won the non-yoke minutes a few stints now. Yep. So there's maybe something there. I don't know how consistent that is. The big thing is, if you're a big believer in the Jamal Murray calendar year cycle, this is about the time of year. It's about the time of year. And I don't mean where he turns into an all-star or a superstar, because he's never been that in the regular season. 20 points a game, really good in the fourth quarter, 2-man game. This is about the time of year where we start to see it traditionally, and we have seen it. I'll hold off on saying he's back, but that is one thing to watch in the middle of the year. Big question, man. Was that just another November for Jamal Murray? Or was it something more? And I think this next month will tell us a lot.
Well, this next 27 games really is going to be the pre-trade deadline one. And I think the Nuggets have to have more clarity about who they are. I think you can sell yourself on any take about the Nuggets right now. That rough first third, but they're about to be good, or this is who they are.
Yep.
Or you can even make an argument they got lucky because they have a handful of real nail-biter, come from behind, win at the last second wins. So you could say maybe it's even worse. 16-11 is a 49-win pace. So Nuggets are not currently on pace to win 50 games. Of course, they win tonight, they are. But, it just goes to show you where they're at. So for me, success here, I really feel like this next third is going to tell us exactly who the Nuggets are. And they need to give us something. They need to make their push. And it all starts with tonight. And it's a nice game for things to start. Last game, if we kind of recap it, Jusuf Nurkic did hilariously get in foul trouble in no time last game. They do have a backup center in Mason Plumlee, who to me is like kind of the exact same as Nurkic, more or less. But nonetheless, that is one of the storylines here of this game. And also the bench last game, Jalen Pickett and the bench played really well. They need a repeat of both of those things tonight. Put pressure on Nurk, get him out of the game, get your bench rolling.
Yeah. I agree.
Any other breakdown? Any other thoughts about tonight's game?
I mean, it's tough because we just played this game.
Play defense, man.
It's so true. Why do they do this to us?
Just play defense. I mean, I know it's such a broad thing to say, but that's what they did well in the first half.
But just give effort, man.
Effort. Rebounding
hopefully
defense.
Hopefully they fill up on eggnog like the rest of us. Hopefully they are interested in putting on a show for the national audience. There have been years where, again, I've told my family to watch the Nuggets. They've laid an absolute egg.
We'll never forgive them for that Pelicans game.
I will never forgive them for that Pelicans game, but I will always remember the game they played. Was it last year against the Suns or the year before?
2 years was
2 years ago. So I'm hoping for a little bit more of that. There's something so beautiful about the Nuggets shining on Christmas.
My last thing, is just how Porter said after the game on the 23rd, and he doesn't really usually say this. Yes, my role is a little different when Jamal is out there or he isn't.
Yeah.
And he says, the truth is I am looking to go and get those DHOs more and shoot. And sometimes I'm cutting under more when Jamal Murray is out there. Just to be very clear, I'm not arguing Jamal Murray makes the Denver Nuggets worse. I'm just saying Porter played really well in that last game. Can he do it again tonight with Jamal back? And I'm not making that a Jamal thing, actually. That's a Porter mindset. Can he find the balance with Jamal on the roster in the lineup? Because the best version of the Nuggets has Jamal starting at point guard.
Our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet of $5 to get $200 in bonus bets and a code to get the first 2 months of Altitude Plus, courtesy of Bet365. Must be 21 and older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Dev, we all spent a lot of money on Christmas, man.
Yeah,
We
please.
sure did.
Please.
No, I didn't.
We sure did. First off, before we get into the picks that are going to get us richer than our wildest dreams, one of the questions that I got today was what is your best Christmas memory from the Nuggets? It's the dunk, right?
Oh, of course, man.
Of course.
That was insane.
It was one of the best ever.
They keep showing it, and I'm like, I remember where I was sitting when I watched that dunk.
The crazy thing about that dunk is it's fun and violent and it's cool, but the context of that, it was that the game was not in hand at all. That was actually a massive play. It was not only got them to a place where it felt like they assured victory, but also obviously murdered Landry Shamet. We all appreciated that. Satisfied our bloodlust. And then just the lasting image of something that will echo well beyond AG's time here. That dunk is a magical moment.
Yeah.
That was a magical moment. Another magical moment, us making money.
So
the
magical.
Nuggets come into this game as 3-point favorites. This game came in as 2.5-point favorites. Murray got ruled in -3. It's wild that
That's
a
a big
starter
swing.
does not make that big of a swing. That is,
Wait, 0.5? Is that what it was?
yes.
From -3 to -2.5?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
that's
a small swing.
crazy
That's a
to me.
small swing,
They
yeah.
just are they're starting to see hey, they play a little bit differently when he's there. He's clearly the better option, but how much of a difference?
Well, it's also the road. They
That's a
were
big part
home
of it,
last
yep.
one. The road.
They were 2.5 this morning. They were
Right.
always
Right.
on the road.
Right.
Okay. All right.
That's crazy. The last time that we seen these two teams play, which is a couple nights ago, this went swimmingly. I'm gonna go money line. It's
I love that
slow.
bet. It's
It's
Christmas,
that slow
baby. What
to
are we
do the
doing?
money line. I think you should take the -3, but I'm gonna do money line just to be sure. I'm gonna also go right back to the well on under 232. We saw a munder the last two times the last game that these two teams played. And while I don't expect there to be a Munder, I do expect the defense to show up in the same type of ways. They have the exact same lineup, so they're going to try to defend them in the same ways. Make it tough for Durant to like get it out of his hands and try to make somebody else beat you. Durant will get going, of course, but like just try to make somebody else beat you. I'm okay with Bill having a monster game because I never see that happen. On the Suns side of things, Durant showed he can be an incredible scorer as he always has been.
Yeah.
But what else? I'm going to go right back to the well on Durant, over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. He could get this in like rebounds. Like they put it too low at like 5. Last game he had like 8 or something like that. They need him to rebound, especially with how much Jokic is off the boards. Last game, Durant had a lot of those rebounds that Jokic did not get.
2 rebounds for you
working,
tonight. Come on.
It's him working hard to try to get that going. So I'm going to go with the rebounds plus assists. They have to get it out of his hands. The other night, I made a choice to alter Nurkic's assist at 3. It hit. We're going to go right back to that. We're going to do the plus 3. They have it at 1.5. 2 is just too much juice, but he could get 3 right before he fouls out.
Right.
Right before he fouls out, he's going to get 3 assists. So, like, just get that in there.
Before he's yanked.
You can't
before
bet
he
on
can get
Nurkic
fouled
on
out.
Christmas. Don't do this,
It's
man.
so funny how he actually can't not commit
know.
4 personal fouls against
Oh,
Jokic.
he's going to foul him.
It's unbelievable.
For Nuggets, for our 3-pointers bet, I made a mistake with us not capitalizing on one of the best 3-point shooters in the entire NBA. He was there all along. I'm not going to make that mistake anymore.
No one's doing
Jokic
it.
over 1.5 3-pointers. I
don't like the juice, though.
so push it up.
You think he's going to get 3?
Just push it up. Really,
Or
you
make
put
it
this
part of a
on
parlay.
as you take the juice. Like, first off, D-Line has told us all the time it's all about the juice.
Yeah, it's all
you
about
just-
the juice.
You
You
just
know
take
that?
the juice. It's going to
Yeah,
be
dude.
about the
How
juice.
much-
But
how
I
But
much
I
was
was
do you
saying
need?
not enough juice.
I would
but
add this on. If you want to
Put it in
put
a parlay.
Nuggets money line, put those 2 together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put those 2 together. Let's go with Michael Porter Jr. bets. I like his rebounds at 5.5. I think he gets that. I always go with his assist at 2.5, which is plus money today. Why not combine them? Let's go with both of them. Let's
Okay.
go over 8.5 rebounds and assists.
I like that bet.
It's too low. First off, I would take both of those separately because I know he's going to get them. But also, I would put them together so you have like a trio right there. So let's just do that.
Are you not nervous about? Didn't you get 3 rebounds last game?
2.
2?
2.
You don't care.
I do not care.
Okay.
Because he gets them in. When Jokic has 18 rebounds, he still gets 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds. Like, it doesn't matter. He's a good rebounder.
Okay.
Michael Rebounder Jr. Somebody has said that before. Was it you? Was it you? Let's
maybe.
go with Westbrook over 5.5 assists. He was good in a very small spurt last game.
Right.
But just a very small spurt. He'll have those moments. He was also the starter. I think it was a little bit more to it. I like for him to set the table in this one. He's going to come off the bench. There will be some bench, minutes that he has to get himself going and try to get some energy in this game, especially on the road. I think that he gets the 5.5 assists. Let's go with Braun. Braun has been rebounding well lately. 3.5 is too low for him. You could really pencil him in for 4 rebounds. 3.5, just take it. Take the 3.5 rebounds. So 4 rebounds. I'll take that. Gordon quietly. Nope. Let's go away from Gordon. I think he'll get a dunk on.
All right.
I think he'll get a dunk on.
That's good enough for
Our
me.
defensive bet is going to be Braun over 1.5 stops.
He's playing better defense in the last 2 games, in my opinion.
But it's also mirror defense. I want him to start getting steals.
Like
I want
make
him
a
to start
play,
getting
yeah,
blocks. Those
yeah.
type of plays that you remember. I don't see those type, but I do think that he's playing harder defense. So you're right there. And for our lock, first off, you just don't see Jokic not have monster games with rebounds and assists at the same time. He did not have that last time. I think that was a glitch in the matrix. He's
Yeah.
going to get himself right. It's going to be just those 2 things that he's going to do well in this game. Rebounds plus assists. We have it at 20.5.
Ooh, man. All right.
I like both of them. I'm gonna get both of them.
Every
there.
time I think Dev's making a bad lock
I know.
bet, it hits. Just to be
If
clear.
it wasn't his lock, I would really, really feel a certain way about this
you just
one,
have
but-
to remember, and I say this respectfully, in this arena, we're idiots, and
Oh, of
Dev is
course.
not. You
No,
know,
trust me,
That's
I-
one
Who's that
thing.
respectful to?
Yeah, exactly.
Dev probably most of all. I mean, I'm still friends with Adam. We're both idiots.
If you want a dumb bet, I kind of like Peyton Watson 0.5 blocks.
Yeah, dude. Here's my parlay.
good bet.
Jokic 2+3 made. Murray 2+3 made. Peyton Watson 1 block.
I like this.
And it gives you with there's a parlay boost. It gives you 50% profit boost. So that's like plus 425.
That's pretty good,
plus,
man.
Yeah, dude.
I think that's basically to me a Jokic threes bet. That's the only one that I could see if he's not shooting them for some reason.
Only
but I
two.
think he'll get it.
Yeah.
I think he'll get it. I'm just saying that's the only one I'll.
How many did he
sweat.
shoot last game? Like 8?
Yeah, he shot a lot, man. He was out there that whole time.
Yeah.
So it might be the case. It's Christmas. The Nuggets are on television. We're going to go down and watch it. We got some Super Chat scale. Okay. Christmas Day Super Chats.
And it wouldn't be Christmas without Cedric. No, Adam, don't even think of trading MPJ on Xmas Day.
Adam.
Naughty boy.
My bad. I didn't mean
What
to
are you
say
doing,
that. I
dude?
didn't mean to say that.
Cedric,
you guys.
against all odds, you're no.
Oh, the Warriors just beat the Lakers at the buzzer.
Well, they
No
tied,
way.
it. They tied it.
No.
Against all odds, Cedric, your
Oh, God, did they push us
highlight
back?
reel was hilarious. Also, he says, are we trading Zeke or Pickett first? Murray Oakmas. Terrence Hall, rarely make it in for the live pregames. Glad to be here. Got
Hell
some
yeah.
Grand Rapids gold gear
Whoa.
for Xmas.
Hell yeah. The little elf one?
Wearing it to the bar next time him and he said, can I just get some Grand Rapids gold gear? And his family went, yeah, that's
Yeah, I
easy."
got it. I think I saw the Jalen Pickett jersey. If that was the guy
Yeah.
that posted it, man.
I
that
think
was incredible.
we're wearing Grand Rapids gold yet today.
And our next person says Celtics lost, votes happy, Grinch on the left, beware. Big Honey, what's up, fellas? You guys look good in the Gold's jerseys.
There we
I
go.
get
Saved
it.
a meme.
Murray
Honey.
Oakmas to all of Nuggets Nation. And S. Williams, too,
Oh, the
who we
homie,
saw a couple
man.
days ago. Merry Xmas, my boys. It's mutual.
Let's get this
get this
done.
W.
All right, everybody. We're going to go down and watch the Denver Nuggets whenever the Lakers and
God damn it.
Warriors end.
Whenever this big market bullshit's over.